What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm going to be deciding whether upcoming banger fights are competitive or not competitive. Mainly going to go over the ones that have been big news that have been announced, especially for 295 and 296. I'm hyped for this shit. You guys know who my boy is, so you know I'm excited about this. Let's get straight into this, bro. First things first, UFC 295, Jones versus Miocic. We got Matt Frivola versus Benoit Saint Denis. Okay, this is going to be an absolute banger on the prelims, I'm assuming. Now the decision is whether this will be competitive or not. Obviously, Matt Frivola coming off a huge KO win over the racially motivated one, Drew Dober.
After Dober had landed.
It's Keon, and today I'm going to be making another.
Benoit Saint Denis out here murdering motherfuckers, dude. Oh shit, bro. Benoit Saint Denis out here taking out fucking everybody. Just took out Thiago Moises, so that's a pretty big win. This is a good one, bro. This is for a ranked spot, and the winner of this is gonna move on to like a Moicano, maybe a Royval Fiziev if they get a impressive performance. I know he just lost via an injury, but it's a big implication. And I'm going to say, honestly, dude, I'm not going to tell you who's going to win, but I do think this will not be competitive. I think one side is going to absolutely chin the other. I think you can guess who's who, but I think this is not going to be a competitive fight at all. But it should be a banger. You can be non-competitive and a banger. Let's be real on that, bro. So I'm going to say this fight will be not competitive. All right. Let's move on to another fight on UFC 295, the co-main event. We've got Yuri Procházka versus We've got Alex Pereira versus Yuri Procházka. This is a banger fucking fight, dude. For the light heavyweight title, we finally get this huge matchup, and I don't know, man. I feel like this is a super competitive matchup, but will it be a competitive fight? I think so. I think this will be competitive. I don't see one side smoking the other. I think this is going to be an absolute war for the ages. We may see Alex Pereira retire after this. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible.
Okay, you look at the defense of Pereira versus the defense of Procházka. Somebody's chin is getting cracked, and they're probably gonna blitz each other if they have the other one hurt. So I think this is gonna be a very competitive fight, very competitive matchup. I'm very fucking excited for this, dude. This on the same card as Jones and Miocic is just such a great idea, honestly. And looking at it now, a lot of people wanted this to be its own main event, but now as a co-main, bro. We're going to finish this fight. We're going to be like, dude, what? We get to watch Jones versus Miocic as well, bro? So, competitive is my pick for this one. Let's move on to December 2nd. We've got a banger fight now cooking up. Now, let me give you my theory on this, all right? Because they've got Rob Font versus Figueiredo. They've got Jared Cannonier versus Roman Dolidze. But neither of those fights at the main event. This is what I think. This is my prediction. This is my bedtime bick as the best predictor on YouTube. I think the December 2nd fight night is going to be in front of a crowd, and it's going to be headlined by Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington for the vacant belt. I think they're kind of making up for that being the main event by giving us fights like this. We got Rob Font versus Davison Figueiredo. Okay, very good matchup, very good matchmaking. I wanted to see Figueiredo versus Dominic Cruz originally, but this makes a lot more sense. And with the grappling deficiency of Rob Font, dude, I think this is going to be a non-competitive fight. I think either Figueiredo is just going to get chinned randomly, or Davison Figueiredo is going to absolutely drown Rob Font, take him down, submit him, maybe crack his chin, then take him down, submit him. I really don't think this is going to be a competitive fight. Whoever wins this, I feel like they're going to get a pretty nasty finish to win this one. But that makes it exciting, bro. So I'm going to say non-competitive for this fight. Let's move on to Jared Cannonier, who realistically should be the number one contender, taking on Roman Dolidze, who realistically should not be fighting Cannonier. Let's be fucking real. He lost to Marvin Vettori, dude. This doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, that's going to help my prediction rate go up. Let's be real, because this is going to be a non-competitive fight. I'll tell you this for free, dude. Jared Cannonier is going to smoke Roman Dolidze. I'm serious, man. He's going to smoke Roman Dolidze, dude. I don't see this being competitive at all. This is a bit of a mismatch, in my opinion. And I think that Jared Cannonier has hit a weird stride in his career. I could see him becoming champion, dude. I really can. So maybe that's a bold take, but I'm going to say this is a non-competitive fight between Jared Cannonier and Roman Dolidze, bro. All right. don't tell fucking Cheyenne Bays I said that one, bro. Let's move on to UFC 296. Now we've got some you can hear the smile on my face, dude. We've got some crazy fights booked for 296, and me and my friends, we were looking at these fights the other day, and we were like, dude, what is Dana White trying to do? Is he trying to get rid of the old guard? Because he's booking fights like this. We've got Tony Ferguson, mates, taking on fucking Paddy Pimblett, lads. Could you ever imagine a world where you look at Paddy Pimblett, Tony Ferguson on Tapology, and you see 5 reds in a row and 5 greens in a row? And I'm going to be honest, dude, this is not going to be competitive. This is not a good fight, dude. This is going to be sad to watch. I know people are saying this is actually winnable for Tony. I disagree. I really think Tony Ferguson is fucked in this fight, dude. And unless maybe my pick changes before we get to UFC 296, I'm pretty confident that Paddy Pimblett is going to submit Tony Ferguson in round 1 or round 2, dude. Probably round 2, let's be honest. I feel like this is going to be a round 2 submission for Paddy Pimblett. It's going to be sad to watch. I don't see this being competitive at all. I really think that this is I guess sad is probably the word to use, not bad, because Tony wants to keep fighting, fair plays. He's taking a lot of damage, dude. I don't think he's going to get fucked up on the feet by Paddy Pimblett. I think he's going to get kicked. His leg's going to get kicked apart, and then he's going to get taken down and submitted. So it's really sad to say, but I just think that this fight is not competitive whatsoever, and I think that this is the end for Tony Ferguson, and that's fucking depressing to say, dude. I gotta be real, man. It just brought my fucking mood down, bro. Let's be real. Let's move on, though, to something else a little bit more exciting to talk about. We've got another fight on UFC 296, and let's be real, bro. This is a crazy matchup. We've got Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I did not expect this matchup to get made, but now that I've had some time to think about it, I do think that it's not a bad idea for Wonderboy to take this fight. Because you think about it like this, his options are Jack Della Maddalena, Ian Gary, or Shavkat Rakhmonov, really, because Kamaru Usman, for some reason, has disappeared. Everybody's ducking him. I don't know what the UFC is doing with Usman. Maybe he's the backup for 296, and he's going to just appear and make weight at 170 as the backup. I don't know what the go is with Usman. Maybe that's what's happening with him, but in the meantime, if you can't get Usman, I feel like Shavkat versus Wonderboy makes sense, because if Wonderboy wins this, he's getting a title shot, dude. And I feel like if Shavkat wins this, he may get a title shot after Bilal Muhammad, or maybe he'll get the Usman fight, or he'll get, the loser of Covington Edwards. I don't know what he's going to do, but if he wins this, but it's a big fight for both of these guys. And I'm going to maybe say something bold here. I think this will be competitive. I do think that this will be competitive. I do think Shavkat is a tiny bit overrated. Now, a lot of people get mad when you say the word overrated. They think I'm saying that he's shit, dude. I don't think Shavkat is bad, but I don't think he absolutely smokes Wonderboy. I don't see him smoking Wonderboy, dude. I really think Wonderboy is underrated. I think Shavkat's a little bit overrated. I think Wonderboy is so good at striking that if Jeff Neal can hit you and hurt you and find your chin consistently and survive 3 rounds against you as a smaller, more compact, less technical, probably less prepared with that bad weight cut. If he can find you and he can make it competitive, he can make it a bit of a war. I think Wonderboy can do the same. He doesn't have a bad chin. He's taken on big heavy hitters. We've seen him get dropped. We've seen him get knocked out one time. And that was a long time ago. Since then, he's fought power punches. He's been fine. He's looked pretty good in his last couple fights. He's still kind of near... I'm not going to say he's near his prime, but he doesn't look washed. Like, he doesn't look washed up at 40. He looks still like a top contender at welterweight. So I do think that people are kind of underestimating Wonderboy going into this. I'm seeing a lot of people saying this won't be competitive. This won't be a good fight. I think I'm going to say this fight will be competitive. I think Wonderboy can win a round of this. I think Wonderboy can hurt Shavkat, keep him at range for a bit. I think if Shavkat finishes this, he's going to take down Wonderboy and he's going to submit him. So... that's my pick for this. I'm saying it will be competitive, all right? Let's move on to the co-main event of 296. We've got Alejandro Pantoja versus Brandon Royval 2, the rematch. This is a very exciting fight. I love Brandon Royval. He's a mini Nate Diaz. I don't expect him to get to the press conference and be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't even know who the fuck Pantoja is. For real, fuck that. But, he fights a lot like Diaz did, And if he gets on the ground with Pantoja... and he's not fucking gassed like last fight with Pantoja. I think he emptied the tank. I think he just tried to smoke him and didn't realize how good Pantoja actually was and got he smoked himself. I think if he's a little bit more patient, he tries to hurt him on the feet before he goes to the ground. Royval's got a chance, dude. Royval has got a chance. I think he is a fun challenger, but I'm going to say this won't be competitive. I think Pantoja's going to finish him again. I don't think this will be competitive. Either Pantoja smokes him again or Royval just randomly chins Pantoja. I feel like that's the only way to beat Pantoja right now. You're not going to out-grapple him. You're not going to submit him. I think this is either a random flash KO for Royval and he wins the belt, or this is Pantoja comes out, knocks down Royval, submits him, gets him out of there in one round. I think this is going to be a smoking one way or the other. So I'm going to say this fight will not be competitive. And I think that's going to be a fun fight to watch regardless. I really want Royval to win. I like him. I don't think he gets this one done, though, if I'm being honest. But maybe my pick changes. Maybe I see something in the build-up that changes my mind. But right now I'm saying this won't be competitive. Let's go. One more fight that just got announced. The main event of UFC 296. A lot of people have asked me about this. We've got Leon Edwards versus Colby Chaos Covington. I have a lot I want to say about this matchup, but I think I'm going to save that for a video closer to the fights. Just to get that ad revenue, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Some of the money, huh? Some of the money.
Dude. Ah, man. I don't want to get clowned if this goes bad, but I'm just going to say this, dude. I think Colby Covington's going to smoke Leon Edwards, bro. I think he's going to beat Leon Edwards, dude. I really think Colby Covington is better than Leon Edwards, dude. I really do. I think Colby Covington had a draw with Kamaru Usman. That second fight, I think you could argue Leon Edwards had a draw with Kamaru Usman in his last fight. He didn't beat him that impressively. I think, obviously, what he did was impressive, but he didn't beat him that impressively, if that makes... I don't know how to explain that, bro. Like, he didn't smoke Usman, bro. It was still a competitive fight. And I feel like a lot of that comes down to how Usman fought, not necessarily how Leon fought. That was like an Israel Adesanya type performance from Leon Edwards. Like, and everybody's kind of saying that he's overrated, like Israel Adesanya, that is, blah, 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 blah. And I feel the same way about Leon. I feel like this guy's barely got past Usman the second time they fought, right? And Herb Dean brought them off the fence, which led to that head kick KO, right? Obviously, he drilled that, but he wasn't going to hit that unless Herb Dean separated them. Then in that third fight, Kamaru Usman barely fucking does anything, and it's still like a close fight. And I know there was a point deduction as well. I could see that being a factor in this. Colby Covington absolutely smoked Jorge Masvidal. Kamaru Usman was more competitive with Masvidal than Colby Covington was. Especially that first fight Usman had with him, dude. I know MMA math doesn't make sense, but I just have this feeling, bro. I just have this feeling Colby Covington is actually going to do it this time. And he may get I could see a submission happening here, dude. I really think that people make out Leon Edwards like he's this unstoppable fucking finishing machine. He has 2 more finishes than Colby Covington in his career. And his entire 9-fight run to get to the title was all decisions. So I don't know, dude. I feel like more often than not, Leon Edwards is not going to finish a guy. So I know picking Colby Covington to finish him is also crazy, but I don't know. I just have this weird feeling, bro. So I'm going to say this won't be competitive. I think Colby Covington is going to have a randomly really, really good performance and make people rage. So that's my picks for these fights. I'm thinking this won't be competitive. Some of them will be, some of them won't be. Let me know what you guys think of these matchups down below. You can give me your picks, or you can just tell me if you think they're competitive, not competitive, if you agree with my takes. Let me know down below, boys. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more. And make sure you go follow me on the gram at Bedtime MMA. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.